It's only been a few months since we had the GMW-B5000TVA. Wow, I can still remember the serial number. And we already have a new iteration coming from this line from Casio. And you know what? Here's another scoop. There's already a third MRG Square, and we've got images. Find out what it is. The images came from Instagram at Morgan_G-Shock, which is a great source for all things G-Shock and its latest releases. Give him a follow along with his two other accounts and check them out. The highlight, of course, is the talk of the town, the MRG Square and its latest soon-to-be-released version. There is also a follow-up to the hit metal Square last year, the Titanium Virtual Armor. We'll tackle this one first, then we'll go to the new MRG. This new model will have a 3-color palette that's common with military infantry, especially that of the desert variety. This black, silver, and brown setup looks very appealing, certainly for camo fans. There are accents of orange over the display and bezel, giving it a splash of color. This, of course, is a common theme with the previous TVA, but unlike the TVA, this one will have a model number GMW-B5000TVB. We currently don't know what that B means. Bunker? Brigade? Balls? The notable difference include the new resin cushion color, which is now in black, and this have triangular graphics for the labels opposed to the circular ones on the TVA. This new TV model will also have a negative display that some have suggested that the TVA should have had. But then that would have broken the TVA's purpose of trying to update the original, which had a positive display. What's curious is the lack of mention of the diamond-like carbon coating on the bracelet. This could suggest that this model will not use this expensive process. Hopefully, this is a sign that this model will be under $1,000 in retail. The rest of the bracelet still has some text written on them, but noticeable too is their beige tint. This may also imply that these texts are printed on and not laser engraved like the TVA. This potentially lowers the cost even more. The signature design elements such as the bracelet holes and button highlights are still present in the GMW-B5000TVB. And then there's the new MRG Square that will have a serial number MRG-B5000BA. Another obvious selling point is that the splashes of blue are all over this watch. The big feature of the current MRG Square is that the bezel case is now separated into 25 pieces so that each piece can be individually polished. This model takes it a step further by actually coating them with a different color, in this case blue. It's more noticeable than just finishing them differently. Beside the current MRG Square, the differences are more apparent. The frame is just blue but likely done in a more complex and expensive way. This is compared to the origin display of black with a red pinstripe. Then there's the reverse display that is now more akin to the GW-B5600, but of course 40 times more costly. And finally, the accents are all over the bracelet and case that gives this variant its unique personality compared to the two initial releases. This also seems like the CasiOak winning blue color that other MRGs use. Pricing for these two models are still unavailable, with the TVB likely being cheaper like what we've said, while the MRG winning blue Square will likely be unattainable in so many different levels. Now that there's the TVB coming up, it doesn't roll off the tongue like the TVA. I personally feel glad that as an owner of the TVA, my piece now becomes a little bit more special because they're just going to keep on adding to this new subline of metal squares. But that's not the same with many people. And I'm already hearing that many people are saying that, hey, we just got a few months ago the TVA and now there's a new one in the works. I mean, at least let it pass like a year before they release another one, but no, just a few months. How much more are the MRG owners when they barely got a few days with their new MRG Squares and there's already a third one in the works? What do you think? Comment down below, let's discuss. You don't have to agree with everything. And that's what makes this hobby very interesting. It's only been a few months since I've had. Okay. It's only been a few months. It's only been a few months since we have the BMW. Not BMW. It's not BMW. It's GMW. Find out how it looks like. Why am I like? It's only been a few months since we've had the GMW. Why do I sound like Michael Jackson?